Around here, this is more than a game. It's family, it's culture, it's legacy. A community that understands the work, respects the grind, and honors the journey. From the hardwood to the highlight moments, to every player chasing greatness. This is where passion grows, where fans become family, where standards are protected, where women's basketball lives. Welcome to Everybody Loves JuJu 12.
Welcome to Everybody Loves JuJu 1-2 Talk Soups. I'm your host, JuJu, with the guest, Bear Beauty today. Welcome to Sunday morning breakdown, possible previews, discussion on the hottest take on women's hoops of NCAA basketball. And everyone saw it yesterday, one of the biggest games, I'm sure. I would love to see what the viewership was for the attendance of the most watched game yesterday, which was South Carolina and LSU. Welcome, Bear Beauty. How are you feeling this morning?
Morning. Okay, I'm feeling great.
Hit that like button, will you? Good morning, Kayla. So let me start off by saying that South Carolina was in LSU, in my opinion, probably the most watched game yesterday. The score was 83-77. It was a lot closer than the score suggests, but pretty much that's what it was. South Carolina did survive a physical back and forth battle to advance to the SEC championship against Texas today. At halftime, LSU did lead 40-36, but the Gamecocks flipped the game in the third quarter. South Carolina outscored LSU in that stretch and grabbed the control with defense, transition baskets, better shot selection. That third quarter momentum carried them through into the fourth. Now, Raven Johnson, who many have critiqued over the years, and I'd have to say, I was thinking about it with a friend, and I'd have to give credit to Raven incrementally every year, getting better. She had 22 points, which is a career high. I don't think I've ever seen that. So, yeah, big defensive pressure, controlled the tempo. That I did appreciate with her, which, of course, a fifth-year senior under Don Staley pretty much better be able to control tempo. She was the engine that steadied South Carolina when LSU tried to surge. Joyce Edwards, 18 points. 15 of those came in the second half because you guys did kind of shut her down in the first half. Her scoring inside and her cuts were critical to LSU's defense that tightened and late. Let's talk about LSU. Malaysia Wiley did her thing, in my opinion. They had the offense, but they couldn't close. Malaysia had 24 points. She was aggressively attacking the basket. Jada Richard had 17. However, LSU had enough scoring. They had enough scoring, but they struggled down the stretch, in my opinion, executing down the stretch in the fourth. LSU's real problem, in my opinion, LSU once again could not solve South Carolina. The loss made it 19 straight wins for South Carolina in the series, a streak that dates back to 2012. So even though LSU competed, the psychological edge still clearly sits with Don Staley's program. Here's some basketball takeaways. South Carolina, it's really funny. In a way, and not by numbers, hear me out, not by numbers, but they have a deeper roster. They're more disciplined late in the game, and they have elite defense when they need it. LSU has explosive scoring. We know that they can explosively score on you back-to-back, but the turnovers late in the game and their composure, in my opinion, hurts them. LSU had the lead at halftime, right? But South Carolina did what champions do. They turned defense into offense the third quarter, and they never gave control back. Raven Johnson ran the game. Joyce Edwards finished it. And LSU, once again, couldn't get over the South Carolina wall. So, anything I said registers with you. But let me say hi, guests. Say hi to my guests. I hope you guys heard what I said. Bear Beauty is joining me. B. Will is up. King Lion, Crown, Malaysia for Wiley, and Jada Richard. Okay. I named probably just Jada, huh? No, I said both. B. Will, what's up? Jay, B. Will says hi. Kim burned all her timeouts way too early. I did notice that, but I think did she burn a timeout, Bear Beauty, using an appeal and then you lose one, or did she use all her timeouts? Did she burn them all?
She burnt her timeouts way too early because the emotions yesterday and I don't know, the adults seemed a little bit unstable, the coaches, right along with the kids. And I think that caused a bit of confusion, and she was using timeout left and right. Kim, to me, she's used to, I think, for the last couple of years, because she wasn't able to go so deep into her bench, and then she really didn't have to deal with that many players. Yesterday, to me, I was like, okay, Kim, can you deal with a full roster in this age? Now, don't get me wrong, people, chat, everybody listening. We know Kim resume, we know this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm saying in this moment of basketball, because basketball has changed. So, well, not changed, but altered a little bit. New style, new age, new attitudes, money, all this and that. So can you keep up at this time? I saw some things yesterday. First of all, let me say congratulations to South Carolina. But LSU lost LSU. I'm gonna say that. The biggest takeaway from that was LSU losing LSU, because I saw some things yesterday that was absolutely disgusting. It was disgusting, and it makes me wonder, like, okay, don't make that statement, Latoya. Don't make that statement. No. Okay. I don't.
I think I know what you mean.
Can we
Let me say it
regroup?
for you. Let me say it for you. How did you feel about everybody clipped it, everybody saw one for Wiley? If I'm a post player, and for Wiley's trying to say, you're yelling at me, I'm a guard, and you're saying, hey, you didn't know the clock was down to 2 seconds. First of all, for Wiley has made situational awareness mistakes in the past. She knew the clock was winding down, but she was calling you and thinking that you would have the common sense to come set a freaking screen. And then she was just saying, hey, I needed you to set the screen. But you yelling at for Wiley.
But this
there's two of them. One more, and then I want to hear you. The second one is the reason Bob Starkley was pushing them on out is because they didn't want to. He did not want to get us technical. The buzzer had, they're supposed to be on the floor, and then Michaela is pissed and throwing her arms up and pushing, basically not physically pushing them off, but you saw the angry reaction. Everybody's losing it. One more thing I noticed, and it's bad. The young ones listen to Kim, and they're going. Kim said it. You're going out there. Why am I using a timeout if you're not going to come in the huddle and use the play that I asked you to use? People like Flau'jae, people like Michaela are not listening. Jada is not. They're not listening to her. And I mean that because I feel like Grace Knox, I feel like Z, I feel like Divine. I know you don't see her much. I feel like there was one more player, maybe Jada. I feel like the new ones are listening to Moki, and your other ones aren't, and they think they know it all. And who the hell has to tell you to foul when it's 45 seconds left? Go ahead.
Okay, So you went on and on and on, and hold on.
Three
So
things.
the
One,
first thing, okay. Let me do
the
the first.
attitudes that they had, and you saw the two attitudes, and then I feel like Coach Monkey said, "You not listen. You didn't come out and run the play, and why should I have to tell you to foul at 45 seconds?"
Okay, the first thing first. My, and I see you. I was watching the chat while you were talking. Chicago Cheetah. I know we love our Tigers, but my, somebody need to seriously have a talk with her, and ask her wholeheartedly moving forward for the
Who's
tournament.
that? Who's that? Amaya?
Joiner, Joiner. To
Yes, she
somebody
needs
needs
to
to have a talk
apologize.
with her and moving forward. Wherever you land in the tournament, however far you decide to go, you got to have a talk with her, because this was not the first game that
Oh,
there was an issue. It's just bigger because it was on a bigger stage in South Carolina. Everybody watching. This is not the first time Mama has caused a problem on the court. When something happens and they're trying to come, I understand now it's a little heated or whatever, but at some point you have to gather yourself. If you lack emotion, if you're not able to do it, then you need to sit your ass on the bench.
mm,
Period. Because
mm,
now is not the time for it. I
mm,
done had enough with her. I'm done, finished with her. But
mm,
the problem is we already lack. So it's like you got to deal with it. So moving forward, somebody needs to get in there, and this is why I say the adults are lost. Get in there and let her know we're not with it. If
We're not with
we
it.
got to lose without you, we're gonna lose without you. We're gonna
Talk
take
that
our
talk.
chances. But
Talk
we
that
not
talk.
with it. Michaela, I don't know what happened with Michaela yesterday. I don't know. Michaela, I have absolutely no clue. You were MIA. And for you to do that with the coach, I have no explanation. It's really hard for me to understand why you would do something like that, because that's not even your character. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was said. I just think the adult lost the coaches lost the whole. Just they lost the whole thing yesterday. The whole thing was just lost. That's all I was watching it and seeing. Lost. And it wasn't even a big loss to at the beginning. Everything was together. Okay.
To
The
me,
third thing you're saying.
I want to remind you of something you said to me. You told, and tell me if it was you, because I was talking to Jay about this. I think you said, "Hey, Julie, you said Michaela's not the one or maybe it wasn't you. Michaela's not the one to speak up to Flage, like, because we're like looking. I've been watching, and I'm like, why did she tell Flage to get in? Listen, get in line, whatever. So she was arguing that with Flage when Bob was trying to say, Buzzer, what you got to get on the floor. And that's how she was blown up and reacting to it. Like, she finally had enough. And I knew it was going to come because she's never practiced like speaking up. She's not going to insert herself in there like that. And
Well,
then
hold on. Let me stop you
look
right
what
there. I don't
happened.
even think it. I don't think it was Flage. If you take a close look, it was a. They all were, because it was
Okay.
something was being advised out there,
Uh-huh.
and at first it looked like there was a discussion with Knox. So I think it was the whole thing, like something was being put out there, and
Mhm.
apparently she disagreed with what was,
What they were saying. Okay.
what was being said, or maybe she felt like her voice wasn't being heard. So I don't think it was like like an argument between her and Flage. It was something as a whole, because at first I thought it was something with Knox, and then I'm like, hold on, no, it's like Flage is saying something. So I don't even know if it initiated, if it started there, but what was saying. However, whatever, at that moment, you should have been gathering. Somebody should have been gathering, and Bob was not wrong. Step in, like, what is this? They're a coach and everything. They're a coach. What's going on? It
Yeah.
doesn't matter who said what to who. Apparently, it wasn't making any sense. So, what are we talking about?
Does B Will, do you want to come up and add anything to Bear Beauty? Because what are we talking about? Like, Chicago. Somebody along with Bear Beauty from LSU. You want to know my honest other opinion?
Hold
And
on,
take
hold on.
it.
Oh, I'm sorry. And I wanted to, as far as the play is concerned,
Okay.
they're. I mean,
What?
they're not. Somebody ain't doing listening to something.
I told you that.
Somebody is.
They're
Yeah,
not.
that's true.
Because
Somebody is
it's
not listening.
making Kim looking bad. And I know she's a better coach than that. And I know she didn't draw up whatever the hell they ran, Bear Beauty.
But my point of it is, we know how, and this is where I made that statement about Kim. Are you having trouble because you're used to dealing with six or most? For the last 2 years, she's been dealing with about 6 or 7 players. This is where it came in at. Kim, I have seen you time after time lose your. This is when you supposed to lost your shit on national TV because they was already acting a fool. At the end, you are. Listen, I would have went out. I would have went out on national TV. I would have lost my shit on them because guess what? They would have knew moving. Now I don't know if she did it behind the scenes in the locker room, but they would have knew moving forward. Because remember, this is not the end. They would have known moving forward. It ain't going down like that. It is not going.
Hey, listen, you're very hard on a team that hung with South Carolina. To me, the devil is in the details with you guys. And a lot of it has to do with your IQ. Your IQ is not showing up. It's low. And
This is what I'm saying. Do you
it's
hear
a
me keep
low
saying?
IQ.
Do you hear me keep saying moving forward? This ain't even about South Carolina. This ain't
Mm-mm.
even about them. Like I said, the thing with Jordan, this is something that has been happening. This is stuff that has been going on. That's why I say it makes me moving forward. This is stuff that has been displayed. This has nothing to do with South Carolina. That's why I made the statement. Congratulations, South Carolina, moving on. You know, when I come up and talk, I'm talking about my team. I don't get into the politics of going back,
She
whatever,
did get benched.
19 straight,
She
18
did.
straight, 20
Chicago
straight.
said Flage should have been benched, but she was benched. She did get benched.
But it took him a little too long. It took her a little too long.
Maybe that. She was dry. She was dry in the well too long. And then you gave Mabella 1 minute. The IQ is horrible. That's why you need players who are going to listen. Yeah, you got to get players that are going to listen. And if I'm gonna, you know what? Bump trying to beat South Carolina at that moment. I would have played the players that are goddamn listening to me.
Hello?
Because
Hello?
because goddamn it, if you're not gonna listen, and I see that you went out on that floor as leaders, Flage and Michaela, and you did something opposite, or you made Jada do something. Because look, if the first option doesn't work, you go to the second and third and fourth, and it all happens at once before you start trying to go one-on-one. Hero ball, create something, or take this long shot that is going to turn into a transition. Stop it.
They wasn't listening to Jada. They wasn't listening to Fuwali. They started taking the game in their own hand and trying to win it. Okay, y'all don't want to listen, and move your ass out the way and
Yeah,
let me
well,
go do
just
what I
sit your
gotta
ass
do.
down. And you've seen her do that this year. She will sit down, Michaela and Flage. But do they know why they're sat down? Do you know why I sat you down? Maybe on your way to the bench, holler at them a little bit in their ear, and tell them why. Or the
And then,
assistant coaches, tell why I'm pulling you out.
absolutely. And then that's another thing. And then this whole big thing with big. Oh gosh. Anyways, I'm not gonna. Uh, you know.
No. See, you're gonna come up here
This
and you're
whole
gonna
this
have
thing
to
with
say
Big
something.
Four
And
is
say
Big
it.
Four pissed me off yesterday because the body language. I don't get into the politics and all that, whatever. The body language yesterday, after you whatever wasn't having a good game or whatever the hell is going on, the body language yesterday made me really draw the line with you too. It's two people I drew the line with yesterday. That
Mhm.
Big Four and Mama. I was
Yeah.
finished with them. I'm finished with them for the rest of the year. I really like, even if they can't come back and be superb or whatever, I'm done with them for the rest of the year because both are seniors and your body language, your attitude, your play, everything was horrible. So
If I'm the opposite team, whenever I would see another team start jawing at one another, snapping at one another, I knew I had you. And you can see how South Carolina's confidence was like they got composure, that, they listened to Raven. Not to say that they didn't have that same issue with newcomers like Okot or, anybody else, okay? Because they did. But they would never embarrass one another to that level on the floor. And my hat goes off to my lady, because she almost got through the game with no unforced turnovers, the way she does live ball turnovers. She did 2 of them. But then there was a point where instead of, this is IQ, the end of the third, I think, instead of like playing to the last shot, she got a layup. But guess what? Raven or whoever turned around and got another one before the clock ran out. That's not IQ. Bear Beauty.
Yeah.
Every tiny little thing, like possession like that, matters. Okay, with the Gamecocks. Okay, and it's sports said, "Oh man, South Carolina was laughing at us in our head." They were laughing at you guys because they knew, but this time they couldn't laugh at Lay because Lay was controlled. Lay was playing the way she was taught under Don. Like what you do in the last. How do you stay composed? She's trying to stay composed. She's trying to play a possession where you score, you stop. You score, you stop. And they're on a different page. They play a little defense,
it's nothing to talk about with Fuwali. Fuwali was controlling traffic yesterday, controlling the game at the pace. And when she was doing that, guess what? South Carolina fans, honestly, you was quiet. It's quiet. It's nothing to talk about because LSU was up. LSU was doing what LSU was controlling.
How did Raven get? Hold on, let me read this to you. Raven got the best of Lay, but it was fun watching them go back and forth. How did Raven get the best of her? Was she scoring those threes on Lay, or was Lay? How did she get the best of her? Best of each other. Like if you compare the time that they were on each other, you felt like Raven got the better of her.
How she got the best of her? I didn't see her rattle her at all. To be honest, those two played each other good. Raven played her good, and she played Raven good when she was on her. I don't. That ain't even something that you need to be looking at. You're looking at the other players playing against each other. That
they
right
both
there.
had the same amount of points, and they both scored like score. I mean, 24, 22. What's the difference? Like, it wasn't all scored on Lay. She said, he said, I only say she got the best because they won, but it was fun watching. Okay. Oh, as a team, as a whole.
Oh yeah. Well, of course, Raven, because guess what at the end? Guess what the major difference was? Raven was able to control
her team.
Yeah. Set up when they was down. If you go back and look at Raven when they was down, and some of her players were getting a little rattled, she was able to get them together and talk to them, adjust yourself. Even when they was down, she was able to keep them poised. So that was the big difference. Don't even mention Lay name. Let's talk about the people that ain't do a goddamn thing. And the ones that been there. Don't even talk about that. That's over with. The ones that ain't do absolutely nothing. That's my question. That's the question that I have. And Simone Augustus never really says anything. She stands to the side.
I saw a clip and I was like, why the hell don't Simone? And my friend was like, what do you mean? What is she supposed to do? I said, Simone Augustus has the way that LSU keeps going down is the same pattern that Simone Augustus went through against Kansas Park, all of Tennessee and Andy Landers, Georgia. This is the same shit, a reason why she could have never won a championship. However, I was like, I expected to see a little bit of more of the guards take on. I mean, she should be able to being that she's won championship under Reeves. But then I found a clip where I saw Simone for the first. I never noticed. Simone was yelling, going off at them.
Right, that's what.
So I was like, okay, good. Here we go. She does talk.
She's not as rowdy and as loose as Kim and some of the other ones. Like I feel like
yesterday she did.
There's two things, and she needed to. That's why I mentioned her name. She needed to, and that shows you something that it was lost because she had enough with them. I believe
Yeah,
if
she had
Simone
enough.
would have snatched one of their ass up yesterday, she was on that. And then on such a big stage, you clowning like that. Like, come on now. If you
Now,
was gonna get
Bear
beat going
Beauty.
down fighting, but
Bear
not with
Beauty.
the.
I've seen Simone in the pros. She screws up her face. She'll show emotion like, come on. But yesterday, I never seen her move her
She
mouth
was
so
out of
much.
her body
I
yesterday.
never seen her move her be so angry with a bunch of girls in my life.
Yeah, she was out of her body yesterday, and that right there was like I was, but
I was happy
she
to
was
see it
me yesterday. She was me yesterday.
though.
She was me yesterday because I wanted to snatch their ass through the TV. I'm like, what is going on?
Like, why are you guys playing? Why? I get it. I get it. It's very frustrating. Trust me. To continue to lose. I had a team like that. I tell you guys about it all the time. It was the #1 team in the nation, top potty promoter, and they had like they would get the D1 people that couldn't make D1 and that would flow into my division, and we was whooping their ass. We're not whooping her. We're in the game. We're in the game 1 year constantly to the point where we finally faced them again in the Sweet 16, and I couldn't get me out. You know that what Flage is going through right now, it will haunt her. I'm 60 years old, and I'm telling you, she will always remember that she could not be South Carolina. She will always. You will be an old woman on your deathbed, and that game is going to keep it. The fact that you couldn't do it is going to haunt you. But the fact that you shut down, I mean, I get kind of shutting down and being a decoy, but what else can you help with,
Well,
Flage?
guess what else she
Can you
gonna always
rebound? Can
remember?
you steal? Can you set screens? Can you talk to the team? Like, where did she go? Where did she go?
Guess what else you're gonna always remember? And I hope you don't take that to the W because it don't start here and see that's where they gotta. It's not the fact of not even being South Carolina. What Kim and the staff should have been told them the 19 straight, the 18 straight, 17, 20, 25, 60, that shouldn't even be in a factor. What they should have told them, it- got them mentally. Did you mentally get them prepared for it? Because it wasn't even about
Mentally.
that. Because if you've been watching them years to years before, nobody showed up to play. The other players that was there, the most ready they have been to play them have been this year. And to be honest, they were right there. If you had got your mental together and everything, and just I don't know what the hell, why you fall apart?
Why is your composure? Why are you losing it and your composure? And then you got somebody on the floor who's played with Dawn 2 years and knows their game plan coming down the stretch and how you can see when they got a little lead, they're in the fourth quarter. You can see Raven's nobody's rushing, they're just moving their pieces. She's coming down, she's calm, very calm. Like that's too calm for me. She knows. They know. Let's wrap it up, girls. Let's wrap it up. Ocott is getting open, taking shots. Like she's not even taking shots under the rim. She's taking 15-foot. Like where?
Man, Kim got to teach these people how to weather the storm. And you know what stood out to me? Let me say this. I watched the clip of this lady went on an interview. Corey. She went on an interview and they asked her about somebody she was excited to play. And she said, "Oh, I think LSU because we've been getting them lately." This lady done made her own rivalry, right? Which we
Yeah.
possibly,
It's 1-1, right? Since Angels, 1-1.
right. And I I feel like she said that because, and again with them too, because I remember we were playing with them too. It's like the same exact thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know and understand that at some point, LSU, don't worry about if LSU beating you in the first half, don't really worry. Because it seems like by the second half,
Mm-hmm.
everything just falls apart. Like they need to teach them how to weather the storm.
It's like Flage and Michaela. They get cute. They popping out in the first. They look good, and then their stamina just leaves. Like the oxygen to their brain, and they don't play so smart.
Yeah, it's like and I don't understand that. And
If the
then
shot stops falling, they stop playing. It's like, girl, this more than just your shot falling. You could do other things.
listen, and then this is my thing too. With that's why I'm saying this whole thing about and I Chicago cheater. I seen a comment where you made to my flaw back and she tell them how to work out. Okay, yeah, all that is fine and dandy. Like I'm
Mhm.
over that. I'm over that now. You're a senior. You going to the WNBA. Okay, wherever you land, first, second, third round. Well, it don't matter. You're going at some point. And this is my thing. Like, you mean to tell me how hard is it for you to get to, even if you're not yelling in nobody's face or whatever, they're not listening. How hard is it for you to go in there with a stern demeanor and say, okay, let's take it one possession at a time. Let's
One
go, let's go, let's
possession
go.
at a time.
Especially if you know what I'm saying? If you know
Get a
this is
get
your this
you
is
make a
it for
basket to
you.
get a stop. You make a bucket, you get a stop. And I do think, like what Sports Love said, do I think that Kim needs to manage games down the stretch? You do, but if they're not listening, like there's no one running over to the side like Alexis Morris would do. Used to be Flies would get the instructions and take it back in. But it's like I don't even think I've seen anybody come over to her to get like what you want next cut. You know, like let's say they're taking a free throw and South Carolina's on the line. You don't come over and like get what's next because she has no timeouts. What can she do? She has no timeouts. So somebody you need to listen to her. You see her talking to you guys. And now everybody can hear what she's saying because if you can hear it, they can hear it. And at this point, they know they kind of, Dawn is calm. And credit to, you got a fifth year senior, bro. Like, come on. Raven is an extension yeah, too many turnovers. Exactly. She's an extension of Dawn. Dawn can trust her now. Dawn realizes, like, this girl knows exactly how I think. And they understand situational awareness. The clock is this. This is what we do at this point. We manage the game. And there's no game manager for LSU. And I'm not just going to talk on this show like I'm talking in a sense like because I have to give credit to South Carolina. I have to give them credit. I have to because I don't have a dog in a fight really, but I have to give them credit. And this Raven Johnson has put all her years together. She's comfortable. Her and Tanaya are playing just like they did in high school. They don't even have to. They don't even have to verbally talk to each other. They just know when it's go time. They know where each other wants it, how they want it, and so on and so forth. But I don't think I would be sad. I don't know where Bear Beauty went, and I didn't want her to drop off. But I don't want LSU to feel that they got blown out because you didn't. You're right there in the game. You played a great game. You played a lot better against them than a lot of people have. You're right there. Now it's time to look at film. Film don't lie. It's time to look at your body language. It's time to look at your body language. It's time to look at honestly take together as a team, take accountability and look at what could be done differently right here. They're gonna have to take a look at, hey, look at us. What is this all about? And calm down. You know what I'm saying? I know it's frustrating. You've lost 19 times, but you didn't lose 19 times. The program lost 19 times. You guys are in the game. And listen, let's face it. You're playing a team full of All-Americans, basically. Every time. At one point, they had 11 of them. And how many do you have on your team? And the ones that you have on the team are young. And I think another thing that people need to realize, and I think you guys already know, I think another thing you guys already know is that Angel Reese is probably now the greatest ADLSU player I've ever seen, including Sylvia Fowles and Simone Augustus. She made a difference. Now, LSU does have plenty of All-Americans, but they're young. The new ones are young. South Carolina is an established, nearly blue blood program, a modern blue blood program. So it's going to take a lot of uh, using your brains and composure. You know, you wouldn't say what? You wouldn't say what?
I wouldn't say she's the best. I would say she's the most
Who is the
accomplished.
best?
I, I wouldn't say she's the best. She's the most
Is it
accomplished.
Simone? Is
She
it is
wasn't.
it is
I
it,
would say Simone
so
and
but Simone
Fouls,
didn't
but
win,
a
but
neck and neck.
no, they get that way and get their she got her statue because of what she did in the WNBA. But with Angels is the only one in college that got it done
Right. So that's why I said she's the. I would say she's the most accomplished.
in
She can
college.
be. She can be the greatest LSU player. She's the most accomplished because she got it done. And I've heard. I think. I forgot what was that. One of the old time LSU players. It was um
A guard.
a white. I can't think of her name. When I think of her name, I'll let you know. Made that statement before too as well, and say, okay, we've been in this position, but we've never been able to get it done. Angel was able to get it done. You understand? Angel, and this is another thing too. Don't get me
Angel
wrong. I
was
like
Angel
Angel,
was
but
your greatest leader to me.
I would say greatest leader, a great she could get greatest leader, accomplished. But let me say this also, which is kind of bad on the behalf. It's just I think Angel was like more outspoken, but it's really really bad that because of the back and forth thing with Clark, everybody else that was on that championship team, they got left out. They got left out. They got left behind. Their names are not even mentioned. Let's be clear.
In the
Alexis
last game,
Foreman and
Carson.
Carson is really the reason. Angel
No,
did not
I
do it
think
by herself.
I don't think Alexis would have even. I think her head would have exploded and it got into her head if Angel didn't keep her calm.
Right. So she kept her okay, so
She's a head case
that's
to
credit
me.
where credit is due. But let's also remember, okay?
Hmm.
The other players that and LaDasia Williams, let's
Uh-huh.
be clear, that made a great contribution. So it wasn't
Absolutely.
Angel that won a
But Angel
championship.
ain't okay. You are talking about the championship game, but who got them there? It wasn't Carson. It wasn't LaDasia.
It was a collect. What all I'm saying is
It's a
it was a
collective thing.
collective.
It's a collective thing. But I think that Angel played the biggest part in that because rebounds
She
win
had
championships in
the
my opinion.
biggest leadership. Okay, but that doesn't make her. And the only reason why I'm saying this, Jew, is because this is said
She
everywhere.
was, yeah, but Molly, she was on the bench. However, you're talking about one game. You're talking about the championship game. I'm not talking about the championship game. I'm talking about how they even got to the goddamn championship. You wouldn't have got there. You didn't get there with Carson and them. They did their thing because this is what I've always said, and I've been saying it at the beginning of the conference, all of the conference play, and then I'm going to say this. This is my theory, and this is how I feel. When you get to the final, when you get to March Madness, and then you get into the Final Four championship, it's not going to be necessarily your stars that take you over the hump. Because if you look at one of my favorite games with South Carolina, it was Tessa Johnson. Camilla got MOP, but it was Tessa Johnson coming off the bench that took them over into that championship winning realm. I think it was her game. I felt like she was the best player that day. And then as far as UConn last year, it's usually a role player that actually kind of like somebody that's unassuming and unsuspected that you're gonna need a star from the bench is what I mean. You're gonna need somebody that doesn't necessarily get all the credit and things like that that steps up, and then usually the stars finish it. But obviously, it's always a collective. It definitely has to be a collective. I do believe you're right. It's a collective win. It can't, but somebody has to be chosen most outstanding. Because or else, why would they give the award out?
Right. It. Yeah, but I just think that it's very over the top and overwhelming when it's like that. And I don't get me wrong, I like Angel. I like listen LSU through and through. But I'm just saying, like I think people get lost, and it's it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Had I been a player or something, and that happened, that's why Alexis Morris. Well, I ain't gonna say that's why, because she been a little cuckoo cocoa puff, but that's part of the reason. Nothing else was talked about, heard about, or anything off that championship. It's like Angel. Damn, it's like did anybody else exist?
No, we know real basketball. We definitely know that, and it's always brought up that what Carson did. And I know I always forget the other girl's name because she did a little. She got hot too, and I think it's his LaDeja. But at the end
It's
of the day,
important to mention that it was a collective because that's what LSU needs now. You understand what I'm saying? It's a collective. They had a collective, and they didn't even have as much talent as now. I mean, it's a collective. Like you need that, and
you
that's a
do.
prime example. You even need, and that's why I said it's no excuse. And I even look at it like this. And a lot of people sometimes get a little away from Anissa Morrow, but I would respect Anissa Morrow. To me, Anissa Morrow got a very little place in my heart because I respect him. Anissa Morrow was there with really nothing.
Mhm.
She was there with nothing and was trying to get it done, but couldn't get it done. I never seen her be on the court and have a get beat, even when she got beat,
Mhm.
a get beat mentality. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's the little thing that I say about Jay. I mean, come on, get up. It's your last. You. Quite naturally,
Mhm.
you're going out the door, but you
Mhm.
can't display. I'm going out the door. It's
Mhm.
not acceptable under any circumstances.
Mhm.
It's not acceptable. I don't like it.
I agree. Okay, let's look at today's bracketology. You want to do that?
We can, but before you do that, I just want to say go South Carolina today because I do not like Vic at all, and I don't want to see him go South Carolina. I don't want to see him win.
Well, let's see we're gonna have to see what happens. Then we're gonna have to see what happens. I hear you. Okay, so y'all, if today this is the final brackets as of today, let's take a look. Okay, from Region 1, Fort Worth, you got UConn, FDU, Howard, one of the two, Oklahoma State, and Syracuse at Stores playing. Okay. Should I go left to right or straight down? Left to right, Region 2. When I say that, you want to go to Region 2? All right, Region 2, UCLA will play Cal Baptist, Tennessee, and Iowa State. Mm. And they gave them a harder bracket. Um, number College Park next, Ole Miss, Miami, Ohio, Maryland, and Green Bay. Over here in the other region, you got Lexington. That will end up in North Carolina, Murray State, Kentucky, Georgia Southern. Next, we got Alabama, Virginia, or Arizona State, or either or Michigan and Idaho. Over here, we got Louisville, Texas. In Louisville, we got Texas Tech, Richmond, Nebraska, Louisville, and McNeese. Down below, we got Illinois playing Clemson and Vanderbilt playing Jacksonville. And then we got Baton Rouge, we got Washington, UW playing Colorado, LSU, and Navy. Here you guys are. You feel like you should come out of this one, play Navy, then play either Washington or Colorado, right? Okay.
Right.
Uh, all right. In Region 4, Sacramento, you got Texas playing High Point, North Carolina State playing USC. Ooh, nice. We played them before. Okay. Um, Fort Worth, Columbia. You got South Carolina playing Alabama A&M or Chattanooga, Tennessee. Villanova playing Virginia Tech. So we see South Carolina will come out of this. Then we
Before you
got
move forward, I'm sorry with the
go
bracket.
ahead
Go back to your bracket. What
to
do
my
you
bracket.
see? Yeah. What's going to be what do you need to do to get?
We got to beat North Carolina State.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
What
you'll beat
about
them on
it?
top. You don't think
Do I think
there's
that we will
nothing?
lose?
There's no. No, not that you lose. You don't think there's no adjustments you need to make going into the game?
Hell yeah. Kiara better wake up. Them girls down, them interior players need to freaking do what they rebound and start looking to score a little bit more. I need DZ to play within herself, not out of herself. Kennedy to continue to do what she does. Malia to come do what she does, and Jazzy to be healthy and do what she does. It's a, they're gonna fight us tooth and nail down the way. Or they've been here before. These girls, other than Kennedy, haven't, and Malia, they're the only ones that kind of have been in the first round. Malia as well. I'd say London, she got to the Final Four. So we have players that have been in the first round. I don't know about Kara and Georgia Tech what they did. I don't remember, but I'm not saying we're just going to walk away with a win, because if there's a lot I can say about us that, like, I think we need the rest. That we have the second strongest strength of schedule. That's a lot for this new team, and I think it seemed like every single game in the non-conference, every other week or so, we were playing South Carolina, UConn. We were playing, we were playing North Carolina State. We was playing Notre Dame. We was playing top teams, and not even had a chance to gel or get your rhythm. And then you go into the Big Ten, whether you know it or not, we're new to this. And that travel on our body, and we got 10 teams in the tournament. And the Big Ten is not as easy as you think. And it's not easy on your body traveling and playing these teams. You don't even have time to get lactic acid out of your body. And so and to learn our system and to play our players play both ends. So you it's a lot for them girls, and they're young. I mean, Kennedy's like the only starter. She's a sophomore, real leader. Jazzy, arguably, in my opinion, the best freshman in the country. By far leads us in every category. I never even seen JuJu do that. So I need more from our seniors. I need a hell of a lot more leadership and input into this team, or else we're going to lose. You know what I'm saying? Nothing surprises me. However, it's kind of jacked up because maybe I think Jay always say, I want to be the 10th seed because I want to face a 3 seed, not a 1 seed. So this is not like a cakewalk. And definitely we don't have enough to beat, Texas. So first time in a while that Coach Godley will probably exit before even getting to Sweet 16. I wanted them to get to the Sweet 16, but how we're going to do that against Texas. Next, that's my thoughts. West Virginia, good team. San Diego State, Minnesota, Louisiana Tech. I'm going to take Minnesota can do it, but West Virginia is pretty doggone tough and athletic, so I may go with that. And then over here in Norman, you got Michigan State, Rice, Oklahoma, Irvine. You got Oklahoma for that? You should. Durham, Baylor, Rhode Island, Duke, and Vermont. Duke wants to come out of this one, right? Columbus, Notre Dame, North Dakota, Ohio State.
Yeah, Duke will.
Okay, this one is going to be interesting because Jelani Cambridge and Kennedy Cambridge. Hopefully Kennedy's okay. I think she got hurt. Chance Gray. I forget their center over there. This one and this one playing each other. And this is a good team right here, by the way. But Ohio State and Notre Dame facing each other, I want to see this game. I want to see if Hannah Hidalgo is she doing a damn thing for a team that I didn't think had anything left in them. And she's like bound for like Sweet 16 again. That'll be 3 times in a row. Georgia, Fairfield, Iowa, and Illinois. How do you feel about Iowa playing Georgia? Because that's an SEC team. You think Iowa can get out of this?
Iowa been playing I watched
Yeah, I
them
know.
play the other day, and they've been. I don't know. They've been playing decent, very decent.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah,
don't know about that. And Georgia has been
yeah,
up and down. They've
yeah.
been coming along, but I think oh the experience of Iowa program, I think they'll make it out.
Okay, okay, okay. Here we are. Oregon, Princeton, TCU, LMU. TCU will probably face Oregon, and I'll give it to TCU. I know that coach has been
Oh yeah, TCU going.
through it. Okay, so on the bubble, the last four buys, last teams to skip the first round will be USC, Clemson, Colorado, and Princeton. Last four into the brackets were Virginia, Arizona State, Nebraska, Richmond. I agree with that. First four out, they don't have our name on there, so maybe we will get past North Carolina State, South Dakota, BYU, Utah, Texas A&M. Teams ranked 69 and 72 that missed the cut. Oh, okay. Next four
They
out.
got Mississippi State out.
Ne- Uh, teams ranked
Oh.
73 to 76 that missed the cut. Mississippi State, Stanford, Kansas State, and Indiana.
Hmm.
We have 10 bids. No, excuse me, Big Ten. Woo woo! Got 12. My bad. We got 12 in it, right? And then
Yeah.
SEC has 10, ACC has 9, Big 12 has 8, Big East has 2, and Atlantic 10 has 2. So there you have it.
I heard them on the broadcast the other day, Sinead, them talking about the Big Ten is the best conference. I beg to differ, but whatever.
I mean, I don't know. Best we just have the most going in, but
I
I'm
can't hear
telling you
you.
that I think that we have the most going in. I don't know. Everybody wants to argue best. I think you guys have a lot at the top, but we have when you have UCLA sitting there in second, right, and then you have a group of baller, schools, colleges in the Big Ten coming in. We come in with depth. We come in deep, and I'm telling you guys, it's not. I don't know why she can't hear me. It's not as easy going through our conference as you think. It's Big Ten and SEC. The rest is questionable. So you guys can hear me. I don't know what she can't, but I know you guys can. But you guys understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying, like, you guys say it means SEC says their quota is there. It means more, and I've been listening. Oh, we're the toughest. Are you? Are you the toughest and are you the strongest? Because actually, like, you're not number 2 and you're not number 1, but you're 3. But the Big Ten is very deep, and it's not easy to go through that conference. It's not. We're very good. We're even getting better. The player that I want, Sarah Okeke, that came to visit, because you know how y'all saying, Julie, you gotta get your post player. I would love to get her, but she's actually looking at playing for Indiana with her teammate Gigi Battle that wants to that has been recruited there. So Indiana's going to even be stronger if that were to happen. But yeah, you guys do eat yourself, but so do we. So do we. We eat each other too, at ourselves too. We just have a team currently who has been together as seniors, 7 of them, that have been playing longer together. And you know that if JuJu was there, they would still have the probably maybe the advantage if Ju didn't get any better portal players. But what we have is JuJu Watkins, and then we have a dynamic Robin and Jazzy. So it would have been both of us up at the top, maybe in the top 4, for sure. But UConn versus Michigan Wolverine. Michigan did with King Lion was not impressive. I don't know. Were they in the bracket of UConn? Because Michigan lost to Iowa, which tells me a lot, and they lost bad. And Silas Swords is not Silas sorting. Big Ten is deep, but SEC has the better teams. How do they have the better teams? How do they have it? Do I need to pull up the AP top 25? You got Texas in the top 5, right? You got I think you got Texas, South Carolina, LSU, and Vandy, and we have UCLA, and then we start having Iowa. We start having maybe when you look at the top of the, if you look at the top, it gets heavy with you guys, and maybe not even anymore because of what happened with Vandy, but we got teams squeezing in there. I don't know how you're better when you're not better than UCLA at the moment. Look at what the Longhorns have gone through this season. They lost to Vandy, they lost to the Tigers and Carolina, all on the road. Shit, Iowa lost to us badly. I was at the game. Like we controlled the game the whole time. Just go up and down the teams in each and I predict who's winning those games. I did. Oh, you want me to go back to it and you want to listen. I put the bracket in there for you guys to fill out. You need to fill out your bracket since you feel like for sure who's going to win. If you break the top 25 into quads, the SEC has the most teams in quad 1. That do you? Let's see. Hold on. Let me take a double look, okay? Let's do our math together. Let me get that information. You said that the SEC has the most quad 1 teams? Let's see. I'm not saying you're wrong, because if you said it, you must know already. So let's just say. And I'll tell you, I'm looking it up right now. I'll tell you. Because if you said it, then it's true. Right now, the SEC is generally considered to have the most quad 1 teams in women's college basketball. What quad 1 team means, the NCAA net system defines quad 1 win games as the highest level of competition. Home opponent ranked 1 through 30, neutral 1 through 50, away 1 through 75. So conferences with a lot of top 50 net teams naturally produce more quad 1 opportunities. SEC usually quad 1 range, usually in the quad 1 range this season. So Southeastern Conference has several teams consistently inside the net range. For instance, let's see if I got it right. South Carolina, LSU, Texas. We got Tennessee in here. Kentucky, Alabama, Ole Miss. That means SEC teams play quad 1 games almost every week in conference play. How it compares to others. The Big Ten Conference and Atlantic Coast Conference usually come close, but slightly behind in quad 1 teams. For example, the Big Ten typically has USC, UCLA, Ohio State, Indiana, Iowa, just like I said. Bottom line, SEC usually has the most quad 1 teams overall. Big Ten is typically second. ACC and Big 12 will follow. That's why you hear analysts say that SEC schedule is brutal. Teams are stacking quad 1 opportunities every week. So I heard something briefly, somebody say that's out. No. That was last year. That South Carolina should be overall. Will UConn and South Carolina meet up in the Final Four? If B Will wants to wants to come up here and I'll do it with him. We can do the brackets, but somebody got to help us fill it in because I can't read it and write it. Hook 'em, be careful. The Trojans may take y'all down. Rory better have her head on straight. Cause Kid Dog gonna be hounding her, dog. Kid Dog gonna be hounding Rory. They're gonna wear my Kid Dog down because they'll throw in Preston. She'll be chasing everybody around. Hook 'em, be careful. Okay. No, SC and UConn right now, only in the championship game. Who do you got? SC and UConn? Okay. here's what I'm saying. I'm breaking the top 25 into quads, but quads usually consist of net rankings. Okay. With this bracket, if the Tigers beat the Bruins, it would be the Tigers versus SC again? Round 3 in the Final Four. Oh, okay. Don't you got to do all that, Ju? Who do you think will win the SEC championship? Ooh, can I come up? Yeah, you can come up. I think Bear Beauty's sound keeps dropping off. She can't hear me, and that's messed up. She'll be missing. I'll be saying something that she trying to repeat what she said. I would love to see Vic out that jacket in the face all red. Do you want me to bring the bracket up? I'm gonna bring the bracket up. We can go through it, and you guys can go through it. You guys can put your takes down in the as we go as well. Let's see. I'm waiting for you, B. Will. Make sure you don't got a lot of noise in your background and you're in a good environment because it's really tough on their ears. Vic in that jacket is hilarious, and I like and they talk about Lindsay and her when she pulls her hair into a ponytail is hilarious. It'd be cracking me up. It's like, damn, you can tell money is involved, and you can tell that the coaches are they being controlled like puppets behind the scenes. I think a lot of things that are the right thing to do, sometimes they're controlled with like agents and branding and things like that. It's a reason why you keep Flage on the floor, you know, when sometimes it's like, because it's a big story if she has to. Sometimes a star just doesn't have it, and you see Rory don't hesitate to yank Rory. You see that Coach Vic, he don't hesitate to pull her. It's not really a punishment. It's more like who's playing, you know, well at the time. Like if they're playing better than Flage is playing, you have to sit her down. They may not have it. He gives up, grumpy old man. Come on, what's going on, B. Will? Where are you, brother? She made too much money. Flage be on the bench, Ju. That's like benching your star. She ain't gonna do it. It's all about politics. I guess that's the word I'm trying to say. It's all about politics. I mean, she got to be bigger about it and say, Coach, it's okay. I'll come off the bench. Whatever the case is, if somebody's playing better over you, and even though you're a senior, that's what happened to me. It's like, okay, is she? But when they found out that she wasn't, me coming in became the star with another freshman who I knew could hit the outside. They weren't getting the ball to. I stripped the ball from the center. Like the coach had been telling the guard in my place to do it, and she wasn't. I came right in the game, did exactly what she asked her to do, got fouled back because they came after me, got to the free throw and made 2 jumpers and fed the ball to my freshman. And then we ended up being like all in the paper, all the stars of the game. I didn't even know that we were necessarily the one that turned the game around, but that's the way it looked from the outside. When you're in it, you don't know that. But, you know, and that's just like, I feel like I always say that when you're on the bench, you should be scheming and thinking, what can I do when I get in this game to impact the game? What can I do? Hey, B. Will, if you can't do it, I was gonna say if you can't come up, I can just read it to you and you tell me, you know, who it is that you got to win. I'm gonna start with the first bracket, okay? You ready, B. Will? You ready,
Yep.
sir? Okay. I'm gonna let you call it out, okay? And then unless the chat wants me to add my thoughts, but I'm gonna go with you. Okay, in Fort Worth, Region 1, you got UConn. I said they're either going to play FDU or Howard. Who do you have?
UConn.
Okay, moving on. Oklahoma State plays Syracuse.
Hey, I think Oklahoma State will win, but I love Syracuse. I'm picking Syracuse, especially if they have Anthony Darius back.
Okay, so we're going to go with UConn playing Oklahoma State. Who do you have winning? Just say it. UConn plays Oklahoma State. Who do you have?
UConn, but I said Syracuse.
I know, sir. We're moved on from that. Oklahoma. You didn't choose. You didn't choose. You said if Syracuse has. You can't be wishy-washy. We don't know.
Oh, no, I said I'm picking Syracuse.
Okay, so UConn will play Syracuse.
UConn.
Okay, so we'll stop there. He chose UConn, guys, in this bracket. Next bracket. UCLA plays Cal Baptist. Who do you have?
UCLA.
Okay. Okay. And then Tennessee will play Ohio State. Who do you have? They're 8-9. Tennessee's number 8. You got Ohio State over Tennessee? Okay.
Man, I don't trust Tennessee to do nothing. I have no trust.
Okay.
They don't have control over the team. They're shambles. I don't trust them for nothing.
Okay. So UCLA will play Ohio State, and you got UCLA, right?
Yep.
Okay. Next, Ole Miss playing Miami of Ohio.
Ole Miss.
Okay. Maryland plays Green Bay.
Maryland.
Okay. And then Maryland will face Ole Miss. Brendan Freeze against Coach O.
I'm gonna go. Man, both of them been so inconsistent. I'm just gonna go Ole Miss.
Okay. Lexington, North Carolina will play Murray State.
North Carolina.
Kentucky will play Georgia Southern.
Kentucky.
Okay. Kentucky will then face North Carolina.
Kentucky.
Okay. Then we'll go over here to Alabama faces either Virginia or Arizona State.
I'm gonna go Arizona State. Let's go, Poa.
Woo! Michigan will play Idaho.
Michigan.
Michigan will then play Arizona State.
Michigan.
Okay. Let's go to Nashville. Illinois will play Clemson.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Illinois only because I've seen Illinois. I've seen more games in Illinois. Haven't seen enough Clemson.
Okay. I think Clemson had an upset in the SEC. They'll have to tell you in the chat. Vanderbilt plays Jacksonville.
Vandy.
Vandy will then play Illinois.
Vandy.
Ooh, okay. Washington will play Colorado.
Man, Colorado. But it's tough. That's a tough one.
Okay. You got Colorado. Even though Washington is 7th seed, they're 10th. Okay. LSU will then play Navy. LSU. So then LSU will play Colorado.
LSU.
Okay. Then we'll go down here to Sacramento. Texas plays High Point.
Texas.
North Carolina State plays USC.
SC. I'm sorry. What's USC? Is that
My SC.
Yeah, you're SC. Ooh. I'm gonna go with USC.
Okay. You didn't know, and then USC will turn around and play Texas.
Texas.
South Carolina will play Alabama, A&M, or Chattanooga. South Carolina.
South Carolina, yeah.
Villanova plays Virginia Tech.
VTech.
Oh, okay. So then VTech will play South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Okay. Then we come back over here. West Virginia to play San Diego State. West Virginia. You want to know what their ranked or their seeding is that will help you if you don't know these teams?
Not really. I think I know them well enough. Villanova,
Okay, West Virginia will play San Diego State. That's where we're at.
West Virginia.
Okay. Minnesota plays Louisiana Tech.
Minnesota.
Okay. Minnesota will then play West Virginia.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. I love Minnesota, dog. I love that team. So I'm gonna go Minnesota.
Minnesota. Okay. Then Norman, Michigan State plays Rice.
Michigan State.
Oklahoma will play Irvine.
Hoagie.
UC Irvine is the Anteaters will play Oklahoma. The Oklahoma is the what? Okies, you said?
No, I just said it's Oklahoma. Soon.
Okay. Sooners. Okay. All right. So the Sooners will play Michigan State. Who do you got?
Sooners.
You sure?
Michigan State has been disappointing me in big games.
Okay. Baylor plays Rhode Island.
Baylor.
Duke plays Vermont.
Duke.
Baylor will then play Duke.
Duke.
Okay. Back over here to Columbus. Notre Dame will play North Dakota.
Notre Dame.
Ohio State will then play Charleston. Ohio State,
yeah.
Ohio State will then play Notre Dame. I'm curious what you're going to say here.
Ohio State.
Over Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Okay. Georgia will play Fairfield.
Georgia.
Iowa will play West Illinois.
Iowa.
And then Iowa will turn around and play Georgia after they win that game.
That's going to be a tough one. Huh. Well, I'm a Big Ten fan at heart, so I'm going to go Iowa. But Georgia can definitely beat them. So,
but they're just going to have to.
They're going to have to, yeah.
Okay. Fort Worth. Okay, back over to Oregon plays Princeton.
Oregon.
Okay. TCU plays LMU.
TCU.
And then TCU will turn around and play Oregon.
TCU.
Okay. You're kind of going board. You haven't really called anything unusual. Let's see. Those are first one. Okay, so then the winner over here in Region 1, which was UConn in that bracket, will face, I think the bottom bracket, you said Ole Miss wins that bracket over Maryland, right?
Yep.
So then if these two play, UConn and you said Ole Miss, right?
Yep.
Will play UConn. So you got UConn. And then UCLA will play the winner of Kentucky and North Carolina, so that you gave it to Kentucky. So then UCLA will play Kentucky. What do you think?
UCLA.
Okay, so now we got UCLA and we got UConn right there. And then we come down to, you said Michigan wins this bracket of Alabama, Virginia, and Idaho. So we got Michigan. And then over here to the right, you got, who did you get? You said Louisville or Texas Tech wins this one?
Louisville. I don't even think we talked about Louisville.
I didn't do Texas Tech, Richmond. Yeah, I said McNeese. Remember, you said Louisville will beat McNeese. Texas Tech will beat Richmond and Nebraska. And then Texas Tech and Louisville will play one another. Who wins that one?
Louisville.
Right. So you got Louisville over there, Michigan over here. Okay, then you got Vanderbilt winning in Nashville. And then on the right-hand side, you had LSU winning. So then Vanderbilt will play the winner of Vanderbilt looks like they're gonna face Texas.
I believe in Vanderbilt. They beat Texas once. I think they can do it again.
Woo!
I'm rooting for Vanderbilt. I could be wrong. I could 100% be wrong. It's 50-50 for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna pick Vandy.
Okay, you got Vandy. And then over here on the right, you got South Carolina playing
South Carolina.
Okay, then you got Baylor playing the winner. Okay, Baylor playing Iowa. No, excuse me. Sorry, Duke playing Iowa.
I'm gonna go with Duke.
Okay, so Duke will come out of there, and then you got Notre Dame. No, Ohio State. You said over Notre Dame, right?
Yes.
So you got Ohio State playing TCU.
TCU.
Okay, let's see if I can do this. Okay. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I believe I am, but let's see. So then is this when we start squeezing them in and started saying the winner of these two brackets up here is UConn and UCLA. So now we're down to UConn, UCLA. That's 1, 2.
Is the
Then
final
you
four?
got, I think so. Let me see. Then you got Michigan playing Louisville. That's 8. That's 8. You got Michigan will play Louisville. Okay, so let's see if I can do this right. Let's see. So then you're gonna have the winner of this UCLA. Oh, okay. UCLA is the winner of these two brackets. UCLA is the winner of these two brackets. So then UCLA, who's the winner of these two brackets between Michigan and Vandy? Let's say UCLA plays Vanderbilt.
UCLA.
And then we got the winner. Sorry. UConn, sorry. The UConn plays Vanderbilt.
I'm gonna go with UConn.
And then you got UCLA playing the winner of these two brackets, Louisville and LSU. Who will win between Louisville and LSU?
That's gonna depend on who shows up, but I think LSU probably pulls it out.
So it looks like UCLA and LSU will face each other. Then we got Texas winning out of these two brackets. West Virginia, San Diego, Minnesota, Tech. So we got Texas playing. No, how do we want to do this? Texas and Duke. Texas and Duke got to play each other.
I'm gonna take Texas.
Okay, and then we got South Carolina. Then we got South Carolina got to play the winner of Notre Dame and TCU. So not Notre Dame. You said Ohio State. Did you say Ohio State, TCU? Okay, so then you got South Carolina playing TCU. You got South Carolina, and then you got the winner. And then you got Texas playing. Wait, I'm sorry, South Carolina. Somehow, I hope I'm just jumping around. South Carolina plays the winner of these two, and then the winner of Ohio State and TCU, and then you got Texas playing the winners of Duke and Iowa. And who'd you got? You got Duke over Iowa. So then you got Texas playing. Who's the winner of Duke and Iowa again? You got Duke over Iowa. You got the winner of Duke and Iowa.
I said Duke.
So then you're gonna have to have Texas playing Duke.
Yep, and I'm gonna take Texas.
So then Texas will be in the Final Four along with South Carolina, UCLA, and UConn. There it is.
Well, then I think I picked Vandy over Texas.
Did you?
Yeah, I picked Vandy over Texas.
If
Even
you
though
do
it's
that,
50, I picked Vandy over Texas.
But Michigan, so Vandy will beat Michigan too. And then they'll come down and play the winner of Texas, say Minnesota. Minnesota plays Duke. So then Vandy will play Duke. Who wins between Vandy and Duke?
I'm gonna take Vandy.
So then you got Vandy in the Final Four.
Yep.
Along with UConn and South Carolina. No LSU. So LSU is losing to who?
UCLA, you said.
So LSU fans, is LSU gonna beat? Can they beat UCLA this year? Will UCLA not even make the Final Four?
Me LSU?
Yeah, well, yeah. Can LSU beat Duke to get to the Final Four?
So
what did I say? South Carolina, UConn. Then there's a battle between Texas, Duke, and LSU and Vandy. So which one of those out of those guys you thinking being a K-Coban can match up with bets? So in order to get a bunch of SEC teams in there, somebody's gonna have to knock off UCLA.
No, I think UCLA is going to the Final Four.
So that means they're gonna have to probably face, because you don't have LSU going to the Final Four.
No, if I'm correct,
No.
if memory serves correct, I thought you said that LSU will have to play UCLA in the Elite Eight, and I have UCLA beating LSU.
Because they're all on the region. They're all on the right hand side on this thing right here. Region 3 is South Carolina. We're gonna give Region 3 to South Carolina. You want to give Region 2. So South Carolina will eventually run into TCU. Okay, and then South Carolina got that, Region 3. And then Region 2, you got LSU, you got Louisville, you got Kentucky, and then you got UCLA. So then UCLA would have to go through LSU.
Yes.
So South Carolina on one side, Region 2, UCLA, Region 3, South Carolina, Region 4 domination is between Texas and Duke. And let me see if Vandy's over here. Hold on. Let me tell you, Vandy's over here. No, Vandy is not in Region 4. Vandy is in Region 1. So Region 4, that's how I have Texas coming out of it.
Okay.
And then Region 1, their competition, Vandy would have to go through UConn.
Yeah.
That's how Vandy can't make it. So it's UConn, UCLA, South Carolina,
okay,
and Texas.
Yeah, Vandy goes through. If Vandy has to go through UConn, they're gonna lose out.
Yeah. Did you guys get that? So the crazy thing about it is Chicago said that. I actually think there's a chance that the Bruins could get South Carolina again. Oh, okay. But there's also a chance that South Carolina could get revenge from last year, of course. So then over here, region, how will they go? Yeah, in order to get to the Final Four on the region 2 and 3 will face each other, right? So that means what were we talking about again? UCLA and South Carolina are on a collision course. Let's see. Aren't they? They're on a collision course. UCLA and South Carolina is on a collision course, and Texas and UConn are on a collision course.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we go UCLA and South Carolina play each other, UConn and Texas play. Let's start with UConn. UConn over Texas.
Yes.
You
Or
sure? You sure?
not sure. At the Final Four level, anybody can win.
Right.
So I ain't sure.
Anybody want to take a stab at? Let's start with, if Texas were to play UConn, do you think that UConn can beat Texas?
Yes, but I think Texas can beat UConn as well.
So then, if they do, they'll be in the Final Four between.
Tonight.
If UCLA is on a collision course with South Carolina, who wins this?
I got
South Carolina or UCLA? South Carolina. So from this bracket that we just done with, that we just completed with P. Will, that UConn and South Carolina are on a collision course. And who do you have between UConn and South Carolina, guys?
South
What do you got?
Carolina.
You got South Carolina. People told us that the Huskies and the Longhorns were two best teams in the country. Well, now they have an opportunity to prove it. So that means, well, Texas is on the same side as UConn, though, Chicago. Right? Or does it, or will, because last year that's how it was, UConn, USC, and who was it on my side? UCLA were all on the same side of the bracket, and eventually UConn played UCLA. So that's why I'm the way I'm looking at it that way. They don't even come across each other. So they're on one side of the country, the others are on the other side. And Nation Alliance says South Carolina will beat the UCLA to play UConn. So who wins between South Carolina and UConn, Nation Alliance? Remind me, South Carolina versus the Horns. South Carolina, who was it again? South Carolina will face, they had to go through, I told you that they had to go through on this side of the UCLA, they have to go through UCLA. Texas will have to go through UConn. So South Carolina will have to play UCLA to get to the finals. Nation Alliance says South Carolina will embarrass UCLA. Remind me what they did to them last year. Remind you that UCLA beat South Carolina last year?
They did.
That what you want me
Because,
to remind
look,
you?
UCLA could not miss. UCLA couldn't miss threes that game. They couldn't miss.
Yep. And then South Carolina. So they're not even on that side, Nation Alliance. I just showed you the brackets. Miss D said LSU is ready to play you. So if you want to get to the Final Four, you're going to have to go through them. No, LSU is on the side of – LSU is on the – where are they at? Yeah, you would have to go through South Carolina, I think. Because in Region 2 – in Region 3, LSU is in Region 2. So I think you're right. You have to go through. LSU is in the region of UCLA. If you want to be in the Final Four, you're going to have to go through UCLA, LSU. So Texas will have to go through UConn. Hookham said the Horns will beat the UConn. After all, it was the Horns that beat the Huskies when they. Hold on.
Hey, Miss D.
The Horns will beat the Huskies. After all, it was the Horns that beat the Huskies when they had the 111 game winning streak. Vic did that at Mississippi State. He knows how to take down the Huskies team, and he'll do it again. And Maddie will win her first championship. No more LSU. CBS projecting them in the UConn region. Projecting The Tigers will have to go to the Bruins.
I don't know why we talking about stuff that happened in seasons prior to this. I never get that. What happened? What happened last year, year before?
I
None of
mean,
that happened.
I don't know if it necessarily doesn't matter because it's a psychological thing. If you played somebody enough or you know them, and you just have a slight psychological advantage, and you're not intimidated. You shouldn't be. Look at South Carolina walks into LSU every year with the psychological advantage against LSU. It's a slight psychological thing.
I mean, maybe a little bit, somewhat, but none of these teams play each other enough. Like the teams that are in the Final Four, the only teams that play each other on a regular basis are Texas and South Carolina in the last 2 years. So it's hard, especially when with teams being so different. You know, it's hard to say what's going to happen.
Well, let's just take what we have. It's a collision course in the Final Four of Texas and UConn and a collision course of South Carolina and UCLA. Before everybody jumps to the finals, can we tell me, will Texas upend UConn, who is ranked higher than them, and will South Carolina defeat UCLA, and UCLA is ranked higher than them?
I think both things can happen.
Of course.
But the Final Four is a pick 'em. Honestly, it's a pick 'em. The only look, if South Carolina was playing Texas in the Final Four, like in that Final Four game, then I would be 99.9% sure that South Carolina's gonna win that game. But the way that they are, yeah, because
they're on opposite sides of the country this year, so they don't have to face each other.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So since that's not going to happen, then all these games are basically
so just tell me, how confident are you that UCLA can beat? So you're confident that South Carolina can beat UCLA? Just say it. You have to. Yeah. Absolutely. And then how confident are you to think that UConn can beat Texas?
Very confident. But I'm confident that the other thing can happen too. Like it's for me, it's a pick. It's no better than, for me, any of those games is no more. The advantage is no more than 60-40. I expect all those games to be very competitive.
So in there, at some point, LSU, I think LSU I had in a collision course for South Carolina, or was it UCLA? And and the hardest thing is the Elite Eight to get out of, in my opinion. This is hard. And once you get there and you're in the Final Four, the excitement, everything about it is so special that now you just one game away from the championship, and then you still gotta win. So these teams got like 5 games. After today, they're gonna have like 5 games to the championship. Either way, it looks like it's gonna be a story, a competitiveness. I mean, it could be 2 brand new teams, Texas and UCLA, playing each other in the championship, or it can be UConn and South Carolina in the championship. So this year, Nation Lions is a full-on, can't tell Nation Lions nothing about her Gamecocks. Are the Gamecocks looking like they will get another championship this year?
You know where my allegiance is lying.
So South Carolina is to win it all. They look better than UConn, they look better than Texas, and they look better than UCLA. Anybody object to this? Do you, if LSU and South Carolina face each other again, can they beat them 3 times in a row?
That's what you say. I think what you said.
I said if South Carolina and LSU face each other in March Madness, can South Carolina beat them 3 times in a row this year?
Absolutely.
Hookham said, I think the Horns are going to win the national championship against South Carolina. So that means they're going to beat UConn. Okay. I can't wait. I can't wait, guys. I can't wait. I can't
Look,
wait. I cannot wait to see who's in the finals. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna
I
be
just hope it
real
turns out that way.
I mean, and of course, you gotta, it's I hate the word luck, but it's fortune. Like, you gotta pray somebody doesn't get hurt, right? Like that can throw that
Don't
off.
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And you'll get a surprise like of who will be in it. We all know, barring no injuries. Louis said, I can't wait either. Yeah, I mean, barring no clean, healthy, everybody gotta be healthy. And if they're healthy, Louis, they're feeling like your Huskies, they're feeling kind of cocky, man. They're feeling like if they face UConn, they can beat UConn. And remember, I think this game will come down to discipline, composure, and more discipline. Okay, you got to be a disciplined team to get in that finals because it's the devil is in the little details of who does what better, who manages the game, who has situational awareness, and I give a lot of that to UConn. But then at times I look at UConn and I'll be like, do you guys have enough firepower over here? But I know you guys got defense. I mean, are you going to outsmart South Carolina? Is South Carolina's IQ at the level of UConn? Is what I want to know. One thing I noticed about LSU, MK and Lay and Flyzay never have a good game all at once. And maybe it's time for them to have that. LSU needs to clean up mistakes.
It can happen.
You know how sometimes it's like you get that magnet ball. You get somebody that when somebody is super hot like AZ had gotten, or Tessa, it's like hard to beat them when they start shooting out of their mind. But like I said earlier, when you got someone like for me, it's the least expected one to do it was Raven. And that's what I wanted to see. Raven doesn't have to score that way all the time, but if she knew how to pick up the slack, because if they guarded Tessa this way, if they got Elcott on the bench for fouls, Joyce didn't come alive to the second half. But guess who was steady? Who was like, I'm here, Raven. And it's next man up, and that was impressive to me because it's like nobody's asking Raven to be scoring that all the time. But she was ready to fill in when she needed to. And that's if MK is not hot and Flage is not hot, then who on LSU is the one who's going to step up? Jada Richard and Malaysia Fawali and Grace Knox, maybe? Louis said it's very difficult for me to believe in UConn because their lack of formidable oppositions during the season. I don't care what they did last year. And yes, that was brutal. It was hella brutal. So does Gino have, Gino, you gotta remember, that was his protege over there at the Olympic team. And LSU didn't take advantage. LSU didn't take advantage of Alcott being on the bench. I feel like I would have built a big, 10-point or more lead, right there. Put in Bella on Raven in the future. She probably will think about that next time. If there is a next time. And Louis, you're right. I feel like I get nervous, but they've done it before where the Big East, they go run through that in their tournament, then they come into this tournament, and of course they have the overall, so they're supposed to have the easier bracket. So it's like, have they been challenged enough? Or does it matter? Do they just keep the main thing, and they're ready to go when they're ready to go? I want to see if tonight I have a performance like Kemba Walker. You want tonight to go off tonight, Latson? Okay. Well, this is gonna be interesting, y'all. But first, before we get to that, let's talk about today. Let's focus on today. We have UCLA in the Big Ten against Iowa. I don't know the rest. Is it TCU against Louisville or something? Tell me if I'm wrong. And then we have South Carolina versus Texas. Jay, South Carolina versus Texas. Who you got, Jay? Yeah, I did see a little bit of Florida State tonight. She was so confident going to the hole. UConn is like a well-oiled machine. Tell me about it. I mean, I seen all of them in person this year. I've seen UConn play in person. I've seen UCLA twice in person. I've seen South Carolina play one, two, three, about 4 times in person. I haven't seen Texas in person.
Look, UConn should be working like a well-oiled machine. You can do that when all you do is scrimmage for the second half of the season. When your last 19 games, 19, 20 games were all scrimmages, come on. That's just you working on your sets and everything. You don't have to. Gino and UConn haven't had to worry about winning the game since conference play started. All they doing is working on them. That's why you can't count them out.
I'll be outside. Hey, Marco, I'll be outside. About the deuce 4-4. I was outside. I was outside because 1, UConn came to Galen. 2, I watched 3 games in Vegas. I seen Texas beat UCLA. I seen South Carolina beat Duke. Then the next day, what was it? Texas. Wait, how did it go? Texas beat UCLA. I felt like it was 3 days, wasn't it? And then I watched them go to the wire. Texas and South Carolina go to the wire. Then I seen UCLA have to play Duke. Yeah, that's what it was. And then I go to the South Carolina. Then I saw the real SC game. So I saw them in person, walk by them. They're giants. They are giants. The South Carolina. And then UConn in person. I mean, if Blanca Quinones gets on that court and they do the 1-2-2-1 press, I think South Carolina going to struggle against the press. That's just my opinion. They'll struggle against that press. They just swallow up the whole goddamn floor, and they're like on a string. Anybody UConn fan know what I'm talking about when they do their press? Louisville about to play Duke. I'm gonna tap in with y'all later. Okay, I'm about to take off too, but this is fun.
Yeah, me too.
We're gonna have to come back and we're gonna have to see what it's all about, y'all, to see what you guys are saying. I get where we're going. I get that South Carolina, you feel like we'll be in the finals, and I get that UConn obviously shall be in the finals. But will Texas or UCLA have anything to say about all of this? And will anybody knock them off at some point on the way up to this? Yeah, what are UConn's weaknesses? Like, that's what I want to know. I don't think they've seen them enough, you guys. Louis, I've seen them. I was like, I couldn't believe how precision. I mean, I can't explain it to you guys how they look better than last year's team. Let's just put it that way. They look better. They look more. He didn't even have to coach that much. But then the point of what B. Will is saying is like, did the edge get knocked off of them with the weaker schedule? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I totally get you on that one. Because that's my worry. Like, damn, you haven't been doing. These guys been going through the gauntlet. Are you even battle tested?
They ain't battle tested, but again, they've had the ability to just work on them and build that chemistry, build that trust, because they haven't had to worry about a team competing with them. So they've been able to just do whatever it is they do.
And you saw them when Michigan competed with them. You saw them when Louisville competed with them. I've seen a few teams. But they just something about their IQ in tight situations, how they get out of it. Same thing like with South Carolina, that you get them. You're in the fourth, except for the Oklahoma, they just ran out of gas. Like, and a big shooter, like a clutch shooter, a killer, a finisher, will like a Blake or Chavez. Or JuJu, or somebody like has to take over on, Fudd, AZ Fudd, somebody like starts to go one-on-one with them, they get a little kind of like frazzled to me. no weaknesses, which I do not believe ever. Every team has a weakness. I guess no one has exposed them. Michigan kind of did something right. Right, I agree. Oh man, AZ's IQ, her IQ is off the chain, but her Ravens is the same. So I agree with you on that. But it's gonna come down to that, bro. It's gonna come down to that, to the IQ, the composure, the poise, the discipline. And South Carolina makes more turnovers than they do, like unforced stuff. Like you can't have that in this game. You just can't.
Yep, that's true.
You gotta. I want South Carolina gotta be solid when you play them, and when the press comes out. How do they break this without making the turnovers that they're trying to get you to make? And then they're also going to take a lot of time off the clock of South Carolina. Trust me when I say this. They are amazing. They look like a military squad out there.
They should. All they've been doing is drilling. That's all they've been doing is drilling. They've been doing drills all season. They should like a military team.
They do. They just like, ugh. I hate those kind of fundamental teams. Like, ugh. Raymond is on a mission ever since CC waved her hand off. Yeah. So Raymond will have to be a big part of that. Big part of that. A big, huge part of that, guys. What do you think about UConn versus South Carolina defense? Believe it or not, UConn got a sneaky little defense. I kind of lean towards UConn. So break the press like you break Tennessee's. Tennessee's press is kind of shaky compared to UConn's press. It's different, Nation Alliance. You'll see. Because if you guys are in it, you'll see what I'm talking about with their press. You'll see. You'll see what I mean. It's crazy. You'll see what I mean. I can't explain it. Hey, now, I'm about to wrap up, though. You just got to hit that like button for me. Yeah, hit that like button. Go back and watch the show. We talked about brackets. We talked about yesterday's game. We talked about a lot of things. This was a great show, and I love doing it with you guys. I love you following me. But today's a big day, and South Carolina, you better win it. You better win it today, or else I'm gonna look at Texas totally different. Because at the beginning of the year, Louie knows when I came back from Vegas, I said Texas gonna win the championship this year. I was like, good golly. Then as I started to see everybody progress and everybody in person, it was like, ooh. But nobody's talking about UCLA, and when you do that, that's when you mess up. That's where you mess up. But ciao, Bellas. Talk to you soon.
Around here, this is more than a game. It's family, it's culture, it's legacy. A community that understands the work, respects the grind, and honors the journey. From the hardwood to the highlight moments, to every player chasing greatness. This is where passion grows, where fans become family, where standards are protected, where women's basketball lives. Welcome to Everybody Loves JuJu 12.